You know, the very next few chapters, Peter is put in jail. It looks like Peter's going to die. James is beheaded. Looks like Peter's next. You remember what happens? The church begins to pray. They pray. Peter is released from jail, and he goes home. Can you imagine being James's widow? God, what? What happened here? Like, why does my husband die and Peter gets to go scot-free? Can I just tell you today, when we talk about these things, God is not always fair. We need to wrap our minds around this. God is just, but he's not always fair. And if you live your life always wondering, why did you give that person this thing, and you gave me this thing, you gave me these circumstances, and you gave that person those circumstances, why would you do that? You're going to live a very frustrated Christian life. God is not fair. Well, you did that for that person, so you got to do it for me, God. Ask my boys if that works in our home. All the time, Dad, you did it for Wyatt, so you got to do it for me. You know what I tell them? No, I don't. No, I don't. Do you know what I tell my sons? You have to trust me that I know you better than you do. And you have to trust me that Wyatt needs things that you don't need. And you need things that Wyatt doesn't need. And you got to trust that I love you and I will take care of you in the best way for you. And God does the same with us. All the events occurring under his sovereign will and plan. So James dies in Acts 12, and John dies of old age. Or dies in exile, writes the book of Revelation. In fact, you remember Peter, when Peter's restored by the fire, I love it. Peter, and Jesus says to him, one day you're going to go where you don't want, now you go wherever you want to go. One day you're going to go where you don't want to go, and you're going to be stretched out. In other words, you're going to die. And then he sees John. You remember what he says? Jesus, what about John? What about him? Remember Jesus says, that's none of your business. You follow me. You follow me. Do we believe this, that we can trust God?